Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50-plus years. Let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales, a Nassau Community College Foundation production on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Aurora Workman. I am president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association, and I'm here with my friend and co-host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, a proud graduate of Nassau Community College, and together we'll share stories that will inspire, uplift, and often amuse you.
Each week, Aurora and I will introduce you to alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experience here at Nassau Community College, along with the secrets to their success.
On behalf of the Alumni Association, we want to congratulate our honorees, including Dr. Joan Buckley, Ray Schwetz, Carl Dehaney Jr., Ed Quinlan, and Dr. Franz Dorsonville for outstanding work in the field of education, professional service, and community service. Our alumni dinner was a success, and thanks to the Alumni Board and our great team.
Look for many new and exciting events on the Alumni Association social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and our web pages at nassaucommunitycollege.edu/alumni. If you, our listening audience, has any positive news you would like to share about Nassau Community College alumni, engagements, births, graduations, weddings, and or accolades, email us at alumni@nassaucommunitycollege.edu, and we will shout you out.
Well, today's guest is award-winning audio producer, recording engineer, Uncle Roy Yokelson, class of 1976. And Roy is the owner of Antland Productions and provides voiceover support services. Roy is an audio director, producer, recording technology educator, home studio expert, a member of SAG-AFTRA, and audiobook producer. Plus, he is a nice guy. Welcome to Lion Tales, Roy Yokelson, class of 1976.
My new description is I'm a hat rack because I wear so many hats in the audio world.
Any from 1976?
Well, the fun thing, not only is this alumni at Nassau Community College, but this radio station, WHPC, was a big launching pad for me into my career. So I'm happy to be in these walls again. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing like coming back.
I tell you. Yep. So, tell us about your decision to attend Nassau Community College in the mid-'70s. After attending RCA Institutes for 2 years and working for a year, it was time to get your degree.
Well, that's my answer. You're not supposed to read that.
I don't know why that's there.
No, because I put it. No, that's cool. No, here's what
You see how trained puppies we are?
Yeah.
No, after high school, look, this has been my passion since I'm a little kid. Sound, making sound, fixing sound, doing stuff with sound. So after high school, I did the school shows and I did all that as much as I could, but there were no schools. There was no Institute of Audio Research or Full Sail University that teach audio. So I did 2 years at RCA Institutes to learn electronics because that seemed to be somewhat related. Mm-hmm. And then my girlfriend at the time said, well, why don't you go back to college and get your engineering degree? And that sounded like a good idea at the time. And so I just started taking general studies as a good place if you don't know exactly what you're going to do. And then I stumbled down into this radio station and kind of became self-proclaimed, jingle producer and production manager, if you will. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I lived in Suffolk County, so I paid extra. I paid out of
out of residence.
Of course, the credits were pretty cheap back then. Mm-hmm. But it just seemed like seemed like a good fit. So.
Mm-hmm. And so what was it like in the 70s now? You're talking about 76, which was really it was a great year for music.
Bicentennial.
Yeah, the bicentennial. Remember that?
And not only that, so we did in I guess in association with the bicentennial, we did a British invasion weekend, but it was patriotic theme, down here at the radio. So it was, British rock all weekend.
Oh, that's great.
Because it was the bicentennial. So that was fun. It was good. It was a fun time.
And so what are some of those memories of that time period being here?
Well, the former program director, Jim Green, was, and he's only maybe 2-3 years older than me. See, so when I got to college, I was 3 years older because I did 2 years of trade school and then worked a year.
Yeah.
So I was closer to his age, so we got to be good friends. He saw that I knew what I was doing. He let me do my thing to the betterment of the station, and just have a lot of good memories of being down here and making good friends, some of which I still have.
Oh, that's so great.
Including I spoke to Jim yesterday.
That's an amazing thing because a lot of us have our college friends from here, and you look at that as years pass by, but met one of my closest friends.
And you're an alumni, so now we're friends, right?
Right, we're all alumni.
That's right.
Exactly.
One big family.
That's it. And I always tell this students that are graduating, I'm like, we all have something in common now. And I say, we're college grads and we're alumni from Nassau Community College,
and we can be on our own show.
Here we are.
So it's always good. Now, when you were starting out, and can I call you Uncle Roy?
You better call me Uncle Roy. Right. So, don't read the part in the parentheses.
I won't. Now I know. Like, how
that was just me. I'm not even reading them, so it doesn't matter.
But no, when you started here at this radio station, and I can't even remember. I'm a graduate of class of 1983, but I wasn't too familiar with the radio station at the time that it was here. And a lot of times I was right here on campus, but I was more, I think it was coming out of Adelphi at the time when I was.
Well, we would switch over at nighttime. It was Adelphi.
Okay.
What's their call letters?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, but I
WBAU.
Yeah, exactly.
At 6:00, we would play a jingle, which is the jingle that I sent to Sean, which maybe they'll cut it.
Yeah, we
cut it
in
here. That's a good point.
Some of our other shows do play jingles from the past.
Right. So WHPC used to be only up until 6:00, and then we would switch it over, and BAU would do the night shift. Now you guys are 24/7.
Right.
Exactly.
So
the award-winning radio.
What
award is that?
We have won the international collegiate broadcasting
for best college radio.
2 years in a row, best college radio show.
What years were they?
Best college radio station.
Yeah.
Right. Best
college radio
when
station.
was that?
17,
that was just now.
18, and then we won this year.
Yeah, we won this year.
We won
March
11 awards this
2019.
year.
You skipped when you introduced me. You skipped over. You said award winning, but you didn't say Emmy award winning. So
yes, Uncle Roy has an Emmy.
I didn't bring it with me. Yeah, I have an Emmy and a couple other.
So yes, Uncle Roy has an Emmy award. But you're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Uncle Roy Yokelson, a voiceover expert, producer, and technology educator, class of 1976. And we know there was a lot of stuff going on back then, but tell us about the work in the auto technology education field.
Well, back then we had tape and we had cart machines, and we would, do editing with a razor blade and, all those historic things right here in this spot.
Wow.
I have to send you a picture of me in this room from 1975 or something like that. So technology, I made a very good transition, and not my protege didn't. I mean, my mentor did not make a good transition into the world of digital. But we were so fast with analog tape and everything that we thought, this is it. These were the tools we had, and we got very fast with them. And then came the computers, and I always thought, does this job really call for the computer? That's going to slow me down. And of course, every job was appropriate for the computer. And finally, they got rid of. It was very funny. I was a temp at the UN, and all they had were tape machines all around the room because they were running mono radio.
Right.
Their station was built for the Nuremberg trials. That's how old it was.
I mean, one of my first classes over in the new building was, computer technology, and it had, the reel-to-reel. Still, you were putting the reels on,
right,
and setting up all those computers and those key punch, which seems so outdated now.
I took computer classes here, but it was paper punched tape.
I had that.
And cards.
What were we doing with that though? Key punch things we were.
That's how that's how you would load the programs.
Yeah.
In. That's how you would. That's how
I
you would
failed
record.
that class.
No, we would play like dice. They had the dice game. You would load it in the computer. You could play dice.
I remember doing that. I do remember, and that would print out with the little punches in it.
So, what do you remember most about this campus in 1976?
Well, I don't know how I got permission, but I was driving a Volkswagen Squareback, and I had speakers that I would put out on the green or whatever you call the big open space
quad,
there, the quad, and I would make mixtapes on quarter-inch tape, and I would get an extension cord, run it across the street, and I would blast music at lunchtime.
Wow!
And somebody
it's
gave
like
me
an early tailgate party.
Yeah. So I had a very eclectic collection of music for everybody, all different.
Well, see, they must have fashioned the Spring Fest and all those things that we have on the quad now. And after that,
they got the idea from me.
Yeah, they bring out the music, and you can hear it all over. And it's only during club hour. It's only from 11:30 to 12:45. But everybody comes out, has fun, gets free food.
There's what's Rob's name? He still does the
audiovisual here.
He does the sports the Beatles show.
Rob Leonard.
Right.
Yeah. So he was.
Songs,
so he was here. He was here back then.
And the press box.
Right.
His brother.
Right. And the Beatles show is what I remember that he still does. And Kevin Cottrell is on WMCA, which is Christian Talk Radio. So he's still in the business.
Who else did we meet here? Robin.
Sean Lynch and Rob.
Yeah, they're
both,
in the business now. And it's amazing how this radio station has launched so many people who are literally in the business today.
Yeah.
I mean, how was attracting students to the studio back then? How did you as you just kind of listen to the sound and followed it?
No, I don't know. I think there was a sign up, a flyer going around saying, "Hey, come down to the radio station." And as soon as I saw that, my eyes lit up, and I came down here with another woman friend of mine. We went, and back then you had to get your FCC license. So we went together. We have consecutive numbers on our licenses.
Wow.
But you don't need a license anymore, and she didn't go into this business. So I made a lot of friends, and a lot of people probably would have wanted to go into. But here's the thing: if you have a passion, you have a passion for what you do.
Yeah.
If you don't have that passion, all right, go try and find your passion. Come take general studies, and you might take a class. I went to the eye doctor one year, and my girlfriend came with me, and she was so fascinated. She went and became an optometrist. She went to the Boston School of Optometry, which was the end of me. But find your passion.
Yeah, and that's what we should definitely, do. And I'm glad that NASA brings that out for us.
You are listening to Lion Tales. Today's guest, Uncle Roy Yokelson, is a voiceover expert, a recording technology expert, and owner of Antland Productions. He is a proud graduate of the class of 1976. And did we mention he is a nice guy?
So they say.
New York moms and dads, tune in. Dr. Monique Collier-Nichols, a member of the NAACP New York State Conference and pediatrician, talks about the importance of vaccinating your children.
As a pediatrician here in New York, I've seen firsthand how devastating vaccine-preventable diseases can be to our children. The CDC recommends a vaccination schedule that helps protect against 14 serious diseases before the age of 2. Yet, according to the National Immunization Survey, among African American children aged 19 to 35 months nationwide, approximately 30% have not been fully vaccinated with all the CDC recommended vaccines. As parents, getting our children vaccinated with all doses at the scheduled times is one of the most important steps we can take to help protect them from serious illnesses.
Families without vaccine insurance coverage may be eligible for vaccines at reduced or no cost through the Vaccines for Children program, or VFC. Learn more at vaccinateourchildren.com. This message is sponsored by the NAACP New York State Conference in partnership with Pfizer.
Welcome back to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman, and our guest today is Uncle Roy Yokelson, a voiceover support services and producer. So tell us about your approach to voiceover work.
If somebody told you you have a great voice, it's the kiss of death.
Oh, God.
Because what can you do with your voice? It's the acting.
Hello.
It's the acting. Everyone's in love with their voice. It's what can you do? You know, can you make those kind of noises in the hallway?
Plane.
So a lot of people come to me and they're like, "Yeah, I want to try voiceovers." I said, "Okay." And I run them, I give them practice scripts and see, can they connect to the copy? When they're reading that copy, are they saying it with confidence? Is it conversational? And that's the basic thing first. Everybody wants, I can do a good Bugs Bunny. Yeah, well, who cares? Who cares? Billy West and the other people who are doing Bugs Bunny, they're still, and Bob Bergen is Porky Pig. Mm-hmm. They're still around. We don't care if you can do a good Porky Pig. What can you do about you? What are you all about? And so I coach them. I set up their home studio. I teach them Adobe Audition or Audacity, and then I produce their demos.
That sounds like something I'd be interested in.
Yeah. And you get a discount for being an alumni.
And then to get some voiceover work, do they shop their demo around the way you would if you were doing singing and recording?
So marketing, because all of these industries have changed now.
Right.
There are pay-to-play sites where you can pay and then they send you auditions, but only one person can win, and 100 people are submitting.
Yeah.
There's agents. You can get numerous agents, but you have to do your own marketing. You have to brand yourself. I've got my tie-dye shirts.
Yes.
I've
Antland Productions.
Tomorrow is Bagel Thursday, which is a weekly holiday that I invented, and I put up pictures of me with bagels, and I have some really cool socks. This is all my branding.
Oh.
Puzzle.
Those are puzzle pieces.
Yeah. And so this is my silly branding. It's the song from Gypsy. You got to have a gimmick. So what's your shtick?
Right.
What makes you different? Genuine. I mean, and the other thing is, back in the day, when in a recording studio. So the voiceover would come in, and that's all they had to do was read the script. And there was an engineer, there was a producer, a director, the music guy, his girlfriend, the art director. Everybody was there.
Everybody in the studio.
It was a little community. It was a group effort. But these days, you get an email, there's the script, you're in your box. Right. You're in your little booth, and everybody is isolated. And I'm all about people. And that's why I have my little barbecue that I was telling you about.
Yeah,
well, tell us about what. How did you, or what did you win the Emmy for?
1992. I was working at a studio, and any of the studios I worked at, we only had high-end clients. My small claim to fame is that I recorded all the film scores to the Woody Allen films from 1982 to 2005.
Oh, wow.
And also the film Biloxi Blues. I got to record Peggy Lee singing How High the Moon and all that. So what was the question?
So which one did you win the Emmy for?
Oh, the Emmy, yes. So CBS Sports came in. It was the Olympics. It was the Winter Olympics of 92. And they came in with a cartoon about the bobsled event. And so I did all the sound design. I did all the sound effects and stuff. And then I stopped working at this studio, and I was phoning in for messages that people were still calling me there. And the girl says, "Oh yeah, there's a message. Your Emmy is ready." And I said, "What Emmy? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And then the FedEx man showed up, and there was the Emmy. CBS had. Anytime you see these award shows, nobody gives you any You
Right.
walk off the stage
Yeah.
and they take it back from you. You
Right,
have
because they need to use
you
it
have
for
to
the next
pay.
person.
Right, you have to pay for it. So CBS Sports paid for it, and
Oh, that's so
now I hope to get a
interesting.
Grammy this year because my Emmy is lonely and it
Yeah.
needs something to be.
And there's nothing better than a Grammy for sound.
That's right. No, I have an audio book that I'm producing for my 10th grade English teacher. See, it's all about your roots and education.
But it comes back to
And
teaching
now
and learning.
he used to direct me in the school shows, and then I got more into the technology, lighting and sound, and now I'm directing him. How funny is that?
That is mad.
Yeah, who are some of your favorite, audio engineers that are maybe relatively famous that you admire or?
Well, the only one that comes to mind in the commercial world, well, there's a couple of names that come to mind, but Jeff Emmerich was the
right.
Beatles. Was the Beatles.
Yeah,
he
of course.
passed away this past year,
Yeah,
which
he's-
I would have loved to have heard. And I read
Yeah.
that Beatles recording book.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
love to
incredible.
read that because I want to know how they make those sounds.
Yeah. If you've never been to Abbey Road, you have to go.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I've been to Abbey Normalist today because it's
Normal.
What Hump Wednesday.
Crossing Abbey Road is one thing, but when they pull up and you see the studio, it's just so full of. It's amazing.
A friend of mine is a drummer, and he happened to be recording at Abbey Road Studios, and he said, "Where should I set up my drums?" And they said, "Over there in Ringo Corner."
That's where I want to set up my drums. In Ringo's corner.
No pressure, right?
That is amazing.
And Ringo will come through you.
So I was looking. So let's talk a little bit more about Antland Productions because there are areas that a lot of our listening audience and our students don't know where an engineering career could take them. And not only do you talk about the voiceovers, but you talk about the business.
The technical side, yeah,
Yes.
because although I have a nice voice, I don't do, if I do voiceovers, it's usually like, well, Doc, every time I go to the bathroom, that's the kind of voiceover work I get, because voiceover is not my passion,
Right.
but teaching is my passion, and the technology is my passion, but in an artistic way. You can have technicians and you can have artists, and I think I'm a good blend of both, and I came up with my own methods of recording, and that's what I teach. So Antland Productions is a full service, and the many other hats that I wear. I do children's theater where I put the body mics on the kids, I prepare their music, and I mix the whole show. I prep music for dance recital at the Dance Connection, for competition and recitals, and the recitals are coming second
they're
week.
coming.
June.
Yeah, June.
And
You're
they're
right.
all day long.
Right, but on June 1st, right before we go
June
into Dance Connection time, I'm part of an event called the Long Island Voiceover Takeover. And it's 3 coaches and me and the guy who put it together. The guy who put it together lives on Long Island. And 2 of the coaches are on Long Island. One moved to L.A. And my friend Everett Oliver is the booth director, myboothdirector.com. Grew up in the Bronx, but lives in L.A.
Okay.
And he worked on a lot of animated shows. He's a great director. So you've got animation, you've got commercial, you've got promo, and you've got animation. You get 2 hours with each of those people. I'll be hanging with Everett. I'll be doing his technology, but I should be teaching technology, and maybe next year we'll add a 4th component. But if you go to LIVO Takeover, as in Long Island Voiceover Takeover, LIVOTakeover.com, you could sign up. And if you put in promo code Uncle Roy with a space in between, Uncle Roy, you get $75 off.
Hey.
And that's the plug for the Long Island Voiceover Takeover.
So when we look at the different businesses or the different, careers that can be in with voiceover.
Well, yeah, and then if maybe you're not good at voiceover, but you're good at the technology, or you could be a good director or a producer. Every radio station, although they're a dying breed, they need engineers, they need production people, all the satellite radio, TV stations. There's always an audio guy. There's always people doing promo and There's a lot of voiceover work, and now there's e-learning and explainers. There's a lot of different genres. There's transportation. There's stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes.
Right? There's that guy.
Right.
And airport announcements. My friend Alicia Katz does the Atlanta airport. And so I'm just friends with all these people that do all these different
And trying
kinds.
to be, keep things clear. When you're in the airport, sometimes like, and everyone's like, what?
Right. Yes, you must be articulate.
Yes.
Yes. So
And is that something that can be taught? Do you practice, like, let's say, muscle, ways to build your muscles in your face and voice?
there are people who also specialize in accent reduction. So if you really sound like you're,
Right.
if you sound like you came from, you grow up on Long Island, you might have to go for some lessons,
Or they'll tell you that you have a New York accent if you leave New York, but when you're here, you don't have it.
Right. No, I've got mine. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I'm an East Coast guy, but I've got mine under control.
Yes.
But there's many other careers associated in the film world. They need the guy who holds the fish pole. They need the location guy. There's nothing worse than, because I do mix some independent films and some feature films and documentaries. There's nothing worse than getting crappy location sound, and then I've got to clean it up. It's better to get a guy who knows what he's doing on the set, so that there's less to clean up.
Right. And it's amazing because a lot of people, and especially our students, they see that person who's in the front, in the front of the mic, the front of the TV screen, the front of the thing, and don't know that there's some great careers and financially
to make it behind the scenes.
That they can make. I was a behind the scenes producer for a while.
You know what's so funny? I work on a film, and I know all the characters. I know everybody because I work with the characters intimately. And then you go to the cast screening or cast party. Nobody knows you,
right.
But you think it's like,
and you're the most famous one,
right? You made it happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fuel that fire.
Well, that's what it's always funny too, because even having been a producer for a long while, and I love seeing my name go up, and I'm happy with that.
The first time in a feature film when I saw that go up.
I had to tape it, and I kept on rolling it back, and
you wore the tape. You wore the tape out. No, but what's cool is you left your mark somewhere in the timeline. 100 years from now, somebody's going to watch a Woody Allen film and see my name go by, and I don't know where my dust will be.
And that thrilled me. I didn't have to be in the front. I was very happy.
No, I'm happy
to even show it for what we were doing. So so there are so many great experiences that we're going to continue to talk with Uncle Roy about as we talk to you and want to know about the different engineering technologies that's offered here at Nassau Community College. Well, here's an alum who went through that process. You are listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Uncle Roy Yokelson, producer, voiceover coach, technology guru, and just a nice guy.
I got to give you my contact info, don't I?
Yes, you do. How can listeners contact you?
You can go to my website, which is, I won't say www because we don't say that anymore.
Yeah, they said we don't say that anymore.
Well, because everybody mispronounced, they say www.
You add extra
So we
W's.
try to take that off. Antland, A-N-T-L-A-N-D, antlandproductions.com. And in there, you'll see my shameful email address of antlandprods@AOL.com. No, but also I have Antland Productions at Gmail. So either of those two, that's how to get me.
And you have a Twitter handle that's at Antland.
At Antland.
Right.
Is my
so
Twitter.
we'd like to thank our guest, Uncle Roy Yokelson, the class of 1976. Thank you for coming in.
We want to thank
you
you for being with us. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with my fabulous friend, Aurora Workman, president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. The creative director of Lion Tales is Rudy J. Breedy. This show is a production of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. Visit nassaucommunitycollege.edu/WHPC for more information. Available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. Lion Tales is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk to you next week.